So this is my last time in Denver, my home of 16 years. There's Maverick. And the nostalgia is just running crazy for me. There's the hospital here in Castle Rock. This is Meadows Parkway. And for the longest time that I lived in Denver, we would come here. And Castle Rock was this faraway place that we didn't know anything about. And then at a certain point, what was to be my wife and I and Ashton decided that we would come here and we would build a home, and it had great schools and you could get just a beautiful house for the money, and this is where we chose to build. And it felt like a foreign country, and in some ways it still does. It's so far removed from Denver, even though it's 20 miles. It's kind of like the Boulder of the South, but it became home, and we made all these memories. Like here, this is the only building right now that's in this area. When Ashton watches this video years from now and visits here again, this whole field will be filled with houses and buildings and all of these different things. And you can see this brown building up on my right. This is going to be a pool, like a water park. None of these houses were here when we got here just a few years ago on my left. They're all brand new. This is a water park that they're putting in. You can see this little sign as we go by. But it's just hard. It's hard for me to leave here. It's hard for me to know I'm never going to see this again and be back here again as a resident. And it just won't. And I wish that I could have kept my house, because it's honestly the most beautiful house and the most beautiful location I could have ever chosen. It's in a cul-de-sac, mountain views in the front and back. It's $1 million house 10 years from now. But I just didn't have the stress levels of trying to get a renter in there and then figure it all out from Florida were too much for me. I wish I could have. I still got a really good sale on it though, so I'm happy, but not like the next guy's gonna get. And off in the distance you can see these foothills. That's the trails that Ashton and I would walk. That one right there is a big one. And we would go up there on a Saturday. Here's ours, that one coming into view. And we would walk. And on the other side of that hill it's got to be a 50-mile view of this huge valley, and the sun sets back there over the Rocky Mountains, and it's just amazing. There's the Grange Water Park. We never did take to that. I thought we would be there every weekend at that pool, but Ashton never really had a desire to go there, and I didn't either, so we never went. But I'll miss this area. I'll miss living here. I'll miss being a part of this community. I'll miss how good the schools were and how many good friends Ashton had. And even though a lot of people didn't come to visit me here, which is part of the reason I wanted to leave Colorado, because we were so far away, we just have such great memories here, just me and Ashton. You know, his mom left, and he and I made a home here, and we found new roles, and we found sort of our niche, and we found skiing, and we just had our thing here. And even right here where I'm turning left, we would walk the dog. Where this car is coming up, you can see the headlights, that sidewalk to the left of my hand. We would often walk the dog that way, or back down this way. And even these foothills, I mean, they're just so pretty. And it was just sort of like our time together. These, this could very well be me right here walking, or Ashton walking the dogs down the sidewalk. And there's my house, the red one there. And we used to drive by when it was being built, and we would go, man, look at it, it's getting done. And this is where we get our mail. And Ash would have to hold the dog, and she'd be wrapping around that pole trying to get away, and I'd be trying to get the mail, and she'd chase rabbits right here by that rock. Always chasing the rabbits.